Okay.
Hey, welcome to Chicago High School Football Legends Podcast, episode 16. Tonight's guest is David Kenebrew, who played for Richards High School. I know some people gonna say that's not in Chicago technically, but we're talking to people who live Chicago, who live close to Chicago, because they even played against Chicago teams. A couple of weeks ago, I saw something on David's page where the people of Robin was having a celebration, and I saw David's name on there, and it made me think. I said, I really would love to hear David's story about playing football, high school football, and also he played some college football. Hold on, I'm getting a glare. I'm getting some kind of blur. Okay. Anyway, no further ado, let me bring David onto the screen. Hey, what's up, David?
Hey, right. Thanks for having me, man. What's up?
Okay. Not much. Hey, I'm going to put you on the screen by yourself because I seem like it's like a blur went over my face.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 minute, Dave. But how's it going though? I mean, what you been up to lately?
Everything's been good. I'm working and raising 3 boys. I'll have them all in college in August, and 2 going to Northern Illinois, and the other one is going to Lewis University. So just trying to raise boys, man, and trying to make sure that they add to society and not take away. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, great point. Hey, yeah. I'm sorry about that. The technical difficulty. I don't know how all of a sudden I got a spot on the lens.
It's okay, man. It ain't the end of the world.
Hey, David, I really would like to hear about your story as far as how did you start playing youth football? From what I understand, you grew up in Robbins, right?
I did. Yeah.
Okay, and you ended up playing at Richards. I mean, what was your earliest memory of having the desire to play football?
Well, my earliest memory was just knowing that I came from a street that had a lot of history, which is called Maxey Court in Robbins, and I grew up playing with a lot of friends on my street. Grew up watching my brother play at Richards, and it inspired me to want to do it myself. And we had just a whole history of family on my street. I mean, we had the Kenebrews, we had the Boltons, the Hamptons, Newtalls, Jacksons, Haymores, the Holmes. They went to Eisenhower, but they still had a legacy as well. The Trailers were a family of wrestlers. We had the Burtons that ran track, and we had the Davises as well. So on my street, we just played all type of sports. We played flying tigers, football, piggy, relay races, kill the man with the ball. So we were always doing things, and that just inspired me to continue my journey. Just seeing people in front of me played and went to like a lot of Richards games, and just wanted to play myself.
Okay, man, you named Piggy, man. Hey, you had to be around a while to know about Piggy.
Come on, man. Dave, come on.
Hey, Dave, we was talking the other day, and one of the things about playing street ball is the maturation into playing with equipment. So the other day in the conversation when we were talking, you talked about coach pulling up something and telling you that they need. Can you share that story with the people who are out there viewing the program right now?
Yeah. So I remember Paul Rayon, rest his soul. One day we were outside playing, and we were playing football or something like that. And before Robbins Eagles started, my brothers and everybody else went to the neighboring town, which was Blue Island. Everybody would play for Blue Island because Robbins did not have a football league. So one day, a car came rolling on Maxey Court, and he pulled in right in our circle, and he opened up his trunk, and it was like a light that just opened up. It was it was jerseys and gym shoes of blue and orange, jerseys and everything like that. And I was like, wow. He was like, who wants to play for Robbins Eagles? And I was like, I do. And just to see those jerseys and the colors of the Bears and the eagle on the helmet just inspired me. And I was just and couldn't wait to play football for him. But I do want to share this also story that when I joined the team, my father told me that he couldn't. It cost $40 to join the Robbins Eagles football team at that time, and my father told me that he couldn't afford it, and he took me back to practice and didn't even walk me up to the coach to say, "Hey, my son can't play. We can't afford it." He just dropped me off and told me to go take my uniform back, and he sat in the car. And so when I went and gave my uniform back to Paul Rayon was like, "David, put your uniform on." And I saw him walk to my father's car, and my father pulled off. And Paul said, "You're going to play football. We're going to make sure that you play." And so that was a significant point in my life that really let me know that the community was behind me and whatever I wanted to do. So,
okay, it takes a village to raise somebody. You know what? For a lot of people out there viewing, I like to actually bring those gentlemen in who were part of. Let me bring them in. Hold on. Okay, where do we at? We add them on. Hold on. Sometimes you run into a little difficulties in this.
Yeah. That's live TV for you, right?
It's live TV, right?
Live streaming or whatever. You gotta, that's how it happens. So hopefully we can bring them up. And
you should be able to bring them up.
Yeah, well, my coaches.
I may even have to have them go out and come back in.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, that's
Coach Steve.
That's Steve right there. Look at him. Oh,
Coach Stinker.
And that's Thinker. What's up, coaches? How y'all
doing?
How
you doing, Dave? Hello.
Thanks for joining the talk.
No problem. Appreciate it. No problem at all.
Yes, sir.
Hey, coaches, y'all remember that story? Did y'all hear Dave tell a story about when y'all was starting up a team in Robin? What do y'all remember about that time? I mean, you guys made history for what I understand. Y'all put together a team that beat Harvey.
Right. You want to go first?
Why don't y'all share that story with us?
Well,
I mean,
I would prefer George to go first because I started coaching a year and a half after George.
Okay.
So George was there for the inception of it all, and I came on, and George took me under his wing because at that time I was working for the athletic department after school for Eisenhower, and me and George still had rivalries still. Who was the better coach?
Because I was a Bulldog. I went to Matt Court went to Richard, but anyway, David grew up 3 doors down from me, and I knew the family my whole life. Two of my brothers played with his brothers. He got 6 brothers. I mean, it's 6 of them, and it's 4 of us. So, and 2 of my brothers played with his brothers. So we knew each other well. Like he's saying about the untouchable thing. Our kids, the younger kids, they went to Blue Island because we didn't have no team. I mean, the older kids. So when David got old enough, I was just getting out of college. And they asked me,
come on, you come over here and be
Yeah.
Go ahead, Coach.
So when I got out of college, they asked me, to help with our youth football team. I think that was my youngest brother's 8th grade year, him in the Hampton. And
we gotta go to the house to help Mike get that stuff.
Hold on, man. To mute somebody, Mike.
Yeah. Hey,
that's me.
Y'all gonna say mute.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ski. Go ahead.
Can y'all still hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, no problem. But so we finally got a team out here in Robbins, and that's when we started. He had an older brother, his brother right over him was the first one to play for the Eagles. Everybody else, they played for Blue Island, or they didn't play at all. So we played football on the street as kids growing up, the older ones, but the younger kids had the advantage to play with the Robbins Eagles, something that we didn't have. So I was so inspired to try to coach these young kids. And David was one of the first athletes off of Maxi Court that I had the opportunity to coach. And David always wanted to be a running back. And he wasn't a bad running back, you know. So he played on the little teams before me. He played on the 6th grade and the 5th grade team before me. Then he finally came to me and I said, David, I need you to be my quarterback. Oh, you should have seen him. He didn't want no part of it. He looked at me and went home and told his brother, he was, I want to be a running back. I want to be a running back. He was our running back, and we wound up beating Harvey for the first time in the history of our organization, and the first team to ever take first place for the Robbins Eagles. But lo and behold, do you know the story, right? He went to high school, and what do you think he played?
Quarterback.
But I told him that story the other day. He said, yeah, we were getting killed. I said, you didn't get killed with me. You got killed when you was 8th grade.
But hey, Coach Thinker, you got something you want to share with that?
Well, my whole thing is when we got David, it was like our coming up. We were really, as George knows, I was getting old pads from the high schools because I worked up there, and we were trying to keep these kids as a unit, and it was hard. And seeing these kids every day, you know, we go to George's garage, and I would see these kids with heart that they had playing in the streets and that, and we got them for a couple of hours, and here we goes. And George was so committed, him and Bob, with these kids that we're going to be champions one day. And we were just consistent on rubbing it in these kids' heads. If you do better, we'll do better as coaches. And I just, like I said, when we got David, a lot changed for us because we were the team that a lot of people they licked their chops for. But when we started putting it together, and the head coaches, I give Floyd a lot as being a good mentor to these kids, because Floyd started letting me, Bob, and George take over the offense and defense, and we saw a future in these kids. And that's why I would leave it at where George was and the way these kids played on Maxi Court, and we knew we had something special in them when we got them all, including, like I said, David was one of the kids that I could say made the light shine for the Eagles.
Yeah. I just want to say one quick thing about Thinker. He had so much energy. I remember him putting a helmet on and running like he was like either playing a running back or something, and we had to chase him and try to catch him. And he just had so much energy and brought so much energy to our defense and everything like that. That's why we was a beast. We had some tenacity, and he brought that type of energy when he coached. So thank you,
Dave. Thank you, and I thank you.
Yeah, hey, that's awesome, man. To be able to stay in contact with your coaches after all these years, and like I talked with some previous guests, a lot of our coaches were like our extended families. I mean, they were like father figures to us, and so a lot of us, we speak so highly of those relationships. So I want to, thank both of y'all, and then our other guests that's coming on later on, for sacrificing that time, because I also coach youth football for about 6 years, and and I try to like stay in touch with some of the kids, and all that, right? But hey, Dave, I want to bring something on the screen.
Oh,
man, real quick. But I'm advance to this other screen, then we come back to this one.
Okay.
So we talk.
Hey, wow.
Look at that team.
Look at that.
Hey, that's the 7th grade championship team.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Is that you, number 34, Dave?
That's me in the middle, smack dab in the middle.
He thought he was a running back. He was Walter Payton.
Walter Payton was my idol, man, and that's the year that they won.
You wouldn't. I'm a running back. Don't tell me nothing.
Hey, and that's the year the Bears won the Super Bowl too. We came in first, and the Bears won the Super Bowl. So I was all over that.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I remember y'all took us out to pizza when we won and all that stuff.
Yeah, we went to Shakey's.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
We went to Shakey's.
Yes, we had that was a beast of a team. We
was.
we had some good players, man. That was pretty good. So that was a good team that y'all put together.
George, you remember we took them all to Shakey's in the cars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we took the Richards game in the back of our cars. And
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny, David?
What's that?
How we got to these games on Sunday. We just mentioned it. Going to Shakey's in the back of cars.
Yes, we did. I remember sitting.
We didn't have no bus.
Man.
Turner.
Yeah, thinking we didn't have a lot, but we had each other.
Right.
And that's what counted. That's
it.
why I saw the unity that Floyd, George, Bobby, Bernard, that we had on our team level. I loved it. I mean, we had camaraderie. I mean, the kids really didn't want to go home after practice.
Yeah, we would be out there at 8 o'clock at night. Would y'all go home? They'd be waiting on us to take them home.
Coach, where y'all going after this? We going to have coaches meeting. And the funniest thing is, our coaches meeting was in George's father's garage, and all the kids would be standing outside the garage listening to us putting our game plan together.
And like, will you please go home?
Home.
Hey, can you guys stick around for a while? I'm gonna move to the high school and I'm gonna take y'all off stage. But if y'all can hang around and join in later on, I would love to.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Nope. All right.
Okay. So let me go there. And man, Dave, those are some wonderful stories, Dave. Let me screen right here. And let's now we in the high school part. What we got here? Number 11, Richards High School quarterback, 2 years on a freshman, sophomore team, 2 years on the varsity.
Yep.
Second team all conference.
Yep.
We have a note right here where we say the first Richards High School black QB to start as a junior. Yeah. And I hope I don't put your coach name. Head coach Gary Corning. Yep.
Cohorning.
Okay.
Yep.
Cohorning. Okay. Cohorning. As a matter of fact, I have notes. Some of his notes.
Yeah.
He won 2 state championships, 306 wins in 45 years coaching the Richards Bulldogs.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yes, he was an amazing coach, tough, hard-nosed coach. I grew up watching him coach my brothers, and I just couldn't wait to play for him. Couldn't wait to play for him. So he was an amazing coach, and he's a historian. Broke a lot of records and everything with wins and stuff like that. So he was a big part of my life. Yeah.
Okay, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Dave, let's get down to now the high school. Okay, you done play youth football. Y'all beat Harvey.
Yeah.
Some that had not happened before, and you followed in your big brother footsteps, and you're at Richards.
Yeah.
What was the challenge trying out for the freshman team your freshman year? Were there any challenges or?
Well, there were little challenges. I mean, I played football my whole life, so I was geared up for the competition and everything that we had to do. Just that next level of harder practices and everything like that. But my freshman year, I wasn't really playing quarterback. I it was in my head that I could do it, but I wasn't playing quarterback. I was playing receiver because my brother Leonard played receiver at Richards High School. He was number 42, and he's in the Hall of Fame as well. But I used to watch him all the time, catching the ball and everything like that. So I was like, I'm gonna be like my brother and go out there and catch the balls and stuff like that. So my freshman year, I was a slot back and a receiver. I played a little bit of defense. I played corner as well, but my main thing was catching the ball and running and doing all that, trying to be like my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for sharing that part. So, look, I just brought up. Let me see if I can bring this back up. Man, okay. So I know with Foster freshman, we got this story here, Dave, that I thought was a very interesting story.
Yes.
Like you done got to the varsity, and it looked like you riding the pine for a minute. I mean, what was that about?
Well, let me tell you this story. I wasn't riding the pine for my junior year, but like my sophomore year, my sophomore year is when I really started thinking about playing quarterback. And the varsity coach, Coach Porter, I went to him and told him that, hey, I wanted to play quarterback. And I remember him coming to one of my sophomore practices, and he started playing catch with me. And we were throwing the ball, and he just kept telling me, bring your arm up, and when you release the ball, your arm needs to be up in the air. He kept throwing the ball at me. And that's the main thing he was telling me. The first time he ever talked to me about playing quarterback was when I release the ball, bring it up above my head and bring it down. So my sophomore year, my brother Leonard sent me to Michigan football camp. He sent me to Michigan football camp so I could learn my foot skills, throwing skills. And he knew the Michigan coach quarterback at the time. So as a sophomore, that Michigan quarterback coach put me with the varsity team, and I was a sophomore. So watching them, I had to step my game up, which was good that he did that, because I had to step my game up because they was like 1 year, 2 years older than me. And so come junior year, we had two quarterbacks my junior year. But all right, so we had two quarterbacks my junior year, and the senior quarterback, Coach Porter was his name was Christian, and it was Mark Mealy. So they were going. Coach Porter was putting them back and forth in the game because one of them just didn't stand out yet. So he kept working them out. The senior quarterback, usually the senior quarterbacks always start at Richards. And so the senior quarterback didn't like the fact that he was sharing time with the junior quarterback. And I wasn't playing quarterback at the time. I was playing a slot back receiver. And so that senior quarterback quit. So Mark Mealy was the quarterback now because the senior quarterback quit. I was still a receiver. And so one day we were still doing hitting drills and all that. So Mark Mealy was doing hitting drills, and Kenny Davis, one day they were doing hitting drills in practice, and Kenny Davis hit Mark Mealy and hurt his shoulder. So I don't even know why Mark Mealy was doing hitting drills, but you know what? He played cornerback too. And so he hurt his shoulder, and Coach Porter came over to me and said, well, Kenebrew, you've been wanting to play quarterback, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, you about to get your turn. And so that clip that you brought up before, you can bring that back up. That clip against Argo, I wasn't riding the pine. I was playing the slot back. Got
you. Okay.
Don't be saying I'm riding the pine, man. The Kenebrews don't ride pines, brother.
You don't ride the pine? Look, man, all those ride the pine sometimes.
Well, yeah, not with that. I ain't ride the pine, but it was all good. But that clip that you brought up was my first game that I ever played quarterback at.
That's why I brought that up, and I just teased you about riding the pine. But you know what, our children in this generation, a lot of stuff that we may say as parents, our children really don't believe us. They may say, oh, those are like tall tales. So what we wanted to do is bring proof that David is not making this up, and we're going to bring Coach Bill Porter to the stage. Hey, Coach, what's going on?
What up, Coach?
Nice to join you guys.
Hey, thank you, Coach. How you doing?
Who was the guy that quit?
That was his name was Christian. I forgot his name. He was a senior quarterback my junior year, and he quit. So it's okay. I'm gonna have to remind you. But he quit, Coach, because you kept putting Mark Mealy in and him, and no one really started. So he quit because he wasn't starting as a senior.
Kind of did us a favor, didn't he?
Yes, he did, man. It's good to see you. He over there in Canada, and I'm glad you joined me, Coach. I'm sure everybody's happy to see you.
Definitely a pleasure. Definitely a pleasure.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much, Coach, for coming on. Hey, what do you remember about the story as far as David, making that transition to quarterback, when you talk to him and his progression from the time that you talked to him to the time that he became a starter?
David was a learner. I mean, you didn't have to worry about him doing stuff behind your back or anything like that. He came, well, number one, he came from a great family. You know that. And he would do anything literally that you asked him to do. And what a great personality. He was just, I know it sounds corny, but when they say what a joy to coach, but it was. I mean, he'd be in my office during lunch break and stuff like that, and we'd go over plays and we'd go over reading defenses, because the quarterbacks that I coached actually called audibles at the line of scrimmage. They didn't, so they had to be up on stuff, and he was 100% all in. So he was just fun to coach. It was a good group of kids. I think 7 of them went D1, didn't they, Dave?
Oh yeah. We had a good group of guys that went D1 that year. Yeah, so
that always helps too.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Hey, I bring that clip back that you was referring to, Dave.
Oh yeah. Coach, I don't even know if you remember this, Coach. That was the first game I ever played quarterback, and it was the game against Argo. And I think I forgot how many yards I threw for, and I ran for a couple of touchdowns. And that was the first time I ever got interviewed as well. So
okay,
but it says a scare. Well, Argo never scared us. What the heck? Where'd that come from?
Well, Coach. That game, I think they scored on us first. I think they went ahead of us first, and then we started getting our rhythm in. And that was the first game I ever played quarterback in a game. And so they scored on us first, and then we started getting our rhythm in with everything, because you were a great coach, because you were telling me how I needed to adjust my throws. All my throws didn't have to be hard, because I was always like throwing them hard, and you was like,
yeah, you were a fastball pitcher. There's no doubt about
that. You always be like, I need to go like poof, poof, poof.
And you know what the article said when I read it yesterday? The scare was you guys were down 12-0. I know that was kind of unusual, and the thing is y'all were in a 30-something winning streak at that point, so y'all hadn't lost in about 35, 33 games. So so Dave, I'm looking at some of your stats. What I can see in the article, it looked like it said you was 13 for 22 for 194 yards. Yeah. And the reason I like this picture, because it shows you're taking the lead and you're leading the team. Yeah. And I thought this was symbolic of the transition of this is your first start, and y'all got down 12-0, but it looked like y'all ended up just blowing them out.
we ended up doing that, but like being a leader, it didn't come like quickly, and Coach Porter had to give me that encouragement to when I was in the huddle. He made sure that I demanded respect, made sure that everybody heard me call the plays, and he just made sure that he's like, you need to be confident so they can feel confident in you. Mm. So he just my Coach Porter was always trying to make me be first in the sprints. I had to be first in everything, because he just wanted me to be a leader, and that's what type of coach he was. He just made sure that he was even my gym coach, and I couldn't even relax. I couldn't even relax in gym. We'll be doing like little tests and stuff like that. He's like, Kenebrew, I need you to come in first. I'm like, come on, coach. I'm like, this is gym.
Do it right or don't do it at all.
But he taught me leadership. And he showed me that, and it transferred into my life, to today. And being a quarterback taught me to be a leader, and everybody's depending on you. So you gotta be confident in yourself so they can be confident in you. So thanks a lot, Coach Porter, for that.
Hey. Lead by example.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir. Hey, you know what? Since you're talking about throwing fundamentals, I'm gonna bring this video home. Here we go. Hold on, let me go back some. Rewind this.
That's the Wheaton game, Coach.
That's the Wheaton game.
Yeah, that hurt. We made some good adjustments. We made some good adjustments in this game too.
At halftime.
Let me run that back. That was a nice throw, Dave. Let me run that back.
Boom, boom, boom. That's the Marcus Ivy. Marcus Ivy is one of our receivers that game too. But Coach,
Yep.
Coach, do you remember the adjustment we made? I don't even know if you remember the adjustment.
Yeah, because their linebackers were flying out of there so fast. So we started delaying the tight ends and the slots.
Yeah.
And it was just easy pickings then. I mean, we went ahead actually.
Man.
It wasn't until that dirty kick that I called that because the field was all
that totally messed us up. But I just want to I want to commend you on the adjustment though, the adjustment that you made, because I remember you coming to me and you told me, you was like, hey, their linebackers are flying out. So you just take your step back, look away from the slots of the tight ends, and then you dump it off to them. And we marched down the field just because of that adjustment that you made. So that was some good coaching.
I got the other coaches on. I'm gonna bring them back on in about 10 minutes or so. Hey, Keith Flournoy, who's out watching, said Coach Porter has a good memory. Wow. Hey, thanks for your comment, Keith.
Thanks, team.
And Coach, when I look at, I'm going to ask you a question. When I look at the record that you guys had, I mean, how did y'all have so much excellence on a continuous and consistent basis? I mean, what did y'all do different than a lot of other programs? Because winning is not hard. It's not easy.
Well, the kids that we had bought into our program. You know, kids wanted to come and play for Richards High School. And I mean, they were kind of, when the school first opened, they were kind of a stepping stone too. You know, I mean, they had a losing record for 4 or 5 or 6 years. So when everything started getting on track, recruiting against the Catholic schools was a big thing. They came in from St. Lawrence and Rita and Rice and Marist. That's where we lost a lot of our Chicago Ridge kids too, and it's just all the kids bought into our program, and you know, they all still remember the plays, what they were called and everything, because they bought into it, and that's the biggest thing, that all the kids believed in us, they believed in themselves. There was mutual respect, and just had fun. I mean, it's easy when you win like that, but there's a reason you win like that. So
yeah. Okay. But I don't know if y'all did in high school, but starting off with the practices, we had 3-a-days, where we practiced 3 times a day. I don't know if y'all did that in Chicago.
No.
No. We just did 2 a days. 2 days.
Well, we did 3 days, and it wasn't no joke. So, you know, right. but I Coach Horton, rest in peace. He was always on us. He wasn't taking any mess from nobody. You couldn't do anything extra but play football. You couldn't have a job in the summer. If you was gonna play football, you had to be focused on playing football. And he made sure that's what we wanted to do. We couldn't have jobs until football season was over. And I remember, like, nights before the games, he would always say he gave us a curfew, and he told everybody that he was going to call them to make sure that he was in the bed. But he never called nobody. All he had to do was say, "You have a curfew, and if I call you and you're not in the house, you're not playing."
That was enough.
we always used to say, "Hey, has Coach Hornet ever called you?" We're like, "Nah."
Yeah, we actually called people.
All he had to say was, "If I call you, you are not playing." So he told everybody has a curfew. You got to be in the house by 9 o'clock or whatever. That's how powerful he was. All he had to do was say, "Be in the house by 9 o'clock. If I call you, you're not playing."
Yeah, because we'd be out scouting.
Action. Oh, I'm sorry, Coach. What was that, Coach?
No, I said we'd be out scouting. So I mean, there's no way. You know, the kids. Most of the games back then, I don't know. When do we get lights, Dave?
We got lights. I think my junior year. My junior year was the first year we had lights.
Okay.
Yeah,
because that's what happened. We'd go out and scout teams. There's no way, you know, they didn't have cell phones then. If they did, I don't know if they worked.
No, he had everybody's home phone.
Yeah, we had the home phone numbers. Yeah.
he said if he calls your house and your parents has the phone and you're not in the house, you are not playing. And that's all he had to say to us, because we all used to ask, like, did Coach ever call anybody? And nobody ever said he called anybody. All he had to do was say you had a curfew. And we wasn't going outside. So, you know.
Hey,
so,
Dave, I have a few action photos. We have one where y'all are playing against Shepherd, and it looked like y'all won 32 to looked like it's 32-8.
No, Shepherd game, we lost that game. That was that
y'all lost that game.
Shepherd,
that was your junior year.
That was my junior year, and they broke our winning streak.
And they took their pictures in front of our scoreboard.
Yeah, so that
what
game
was the score the next year?
Yeah, that game on 11. Now we lost by 1 point, and they broke our winning streak. The game on the right, I don't know if that's against Stag or whatever, but I think I fumbled the ball, picked it up, and started running. But we played Shepherd. The next year we played Shepherd, and Coach, do you remember, Coach? So the next year we played Shepherd, and Coach gave us some. Well, me and Cortland Bird came up with a play, and I mentioned it to Coach Porter that we wanted to run this certain play, and he allowed us to run it in practice. We ran it in practice a couple of times, and then when we got to the game, I asked him. I didn't ask him. I just said we were running this play. So when it was time for us to be on offense, he said, "Kenebrew, run your play." And do you know the play that we ran? We scored on the first play. I think it was like I slot right, Liz with Cortlandberg going in motion, 34 bootleg out and up, and that's what we scored on, Coach.
Yep.
What
was the final score?
Hey, Coach, I start right, Z-Liz, 34 bootleg out and up. And it was a touchdown.
Hey, Coach said, what was the final score, Dave?
Oh, I think 34-6.
34-6.
Oh, I thought we beat them 50-0 or something.
No, it was like 34-6, but the year before that, I was a junior, and they beat us. So believe me, Shepherd was in my head for the rest of my junior year. I was like, oh, they gonna get it. We about to give them a butt whooping.
Mine too, especially when Clutch took everybody under our scoreboard.
Yeah.
I told Corhonen, I said, I'm not pulling my kids next year, Corhonen, so don't even ask me to pull them out.
So how did that season, your junior year, end up going? Sure, y'all had a playoff run.
Yeah.
How far did y'all go that year?
We went to, I believe it was the second or third game we played against Leo with Corey Rogers, and he was a beast. We played it. That's the only city team that beat us. It was Leo. Yeah. Leo with Corey Rogers. He ended up going to Purdue, being a running back for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But our junior year, Leo, Corey Rogers ran all over us. It was Rogers' neighborhood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Rogers.
Yep. Corey Rogers.
You know, I found the stat, Dave, that said in the 7 games that you started your junior year, that you threw for 800 yards in those games. Man, that's real good. I mean, if you go back to the late 80s, early 90s, you know, passing was kind of secondary for a lot of teams, and that's basically about a $1.25 per game for the rest of the season as a first-time starter. You know, I like to bring in some your youth coach back in, and they could kind of talk about, you know, what I know they was watching the game, so that's not even. Hey, Coach.
Ski was always there thinking.
I have something to add to a couple of them stories about Corhonen never calling. You know, Corhonen was my freshman coach. So my sophomore year was his first year coaching varsity. Now, y'all think he didn't call us? Y'all crazy. He might not have called y'all, but he called me.
Well, he was older, so when he was younger, he was probably really calling y'all. But as he got older, he was probably like, I'm not calling these boys.
But like Porter was saying, when I got there, that was the beginning. He was a freshman. And all the kids that's why y'all had that winning streak, because y'all got the Catholic kids. We got no Catholic kids. St. Lawrence and Rita, they got all the kids. So when I was a freshman, we 8-0 playing Eisenhower for the championship. Eisenhower 8-0. And that's the game he called us. He said, being home. He called us that night.
Yeah. So what was you,
Coach thinking? What was Coach thinking? You get a chance to make some of those games. I mean, what was your thought watching Dave play?
The funniest thing is Coach Porter, know the gentleman. I worked for Gusson after school, setting up the football programs and all of that.
Gus, yeah.
And Gus, the funniest thing, since George brought some stuff, George went to Richards, I went to Eisenhower. I'm the only coach that beat Richards. We went 8-1, Coach Porter, with Saigon as our first year coach. And we had a thing that all of the coaches on the youth team was mostly Richards. And I was the Eisenhower kid out. And at our coach's corner, if Dave can tell you, in that garage, we all joked a lot. But I was a District 218 lover. I end up working for Coach, the athletic director, after I left Eisenhower, for Coach Thomas, God rest his soul. And me and George used to make bets on the game, and I never won a 12-pack with George for some reason. And Dave, I could give you some of that. Dave beat me all of his years at Richards. Yeah. And George enjoyed the beers on me. Dave,
he talking about he won.
Our coach's corner was real. Hey, Coach Porter, our coach's corner was real important to the kids, because I think we only had a few coaches from Shepherd's. And it was always Eisenhower Richards. And our kids were mostly Richards. And Dave and those guys gave us a lot. I remember probably Dave's junior year is when I got to talk to Coach Corhorn, and he thanked us as coaches from Robin Eagles. He had us on the field, and I that made me feel proud that he appreciated the kids that we were giving him. And I mean, that night I did not mind losing that bet to George. And I really felt good, because they beat up on my Eisenhower Cardinals, but I felt good after what Corhorn had said to me. So, George, you got it, buddy.
Hey, Dave, I want to ask Coach Porter something before we get back to your story. Coach Porter, what do you remember, what did y'all do going from junior year, David's junior year, to senior year as far as preparation? Was there anything special that you had Dave work on or the team work on to prepare for that senior year?
Well, he was such a good athlete. We just stayed in touch. I mean, we had summer ball and we had passing leagues and stuff like that. So I mean, it was just an ordinary transition. And like I said, he was more than willing to do anything that you asked him to do. So I mean, I don't know that we did anything very special, Dave. Did we? I mean,
Well, I mean, my junior year, it was my first year, so I was still learning. But like you asked about the transition from my junior year to my senior year, I was still learning. But my brother sent me to Michigan football camp again, because I had to, I didn't really secure the job yet, right, Coach Porter? So that summer, I went to Michigan football camp and learned, got better with my footwork, got better with my throwing, got better with rolling out to my left, rolling out to my right, reading keys and stuff like that. So, and I remember the black and gold game. Coach Porter was like, "Hey, it's about to be a competition. You and Mark Mealy are about to fight for this position, and the best man will win." And he was a man of his word, and we played in the black and gold game, and I think I threw more yards than Mark Mealy, and after the game was over, Coach Porter walked us over to the side of the field, and he talked to me and Mark Mealy. He was like, "David Kenebrew will be our starting quarterback for this senior year," and that's what it was. I worked hard to be the victor of that position. I've always put in the work when I wanted to get something that I wanted. So I just tried to do the extra work and did what he told me to do. And like he said, I was a learner. I soaked up everything he would tell me, and I just tried to get better and better at every game. So that's what it was.
One of many reasons that we were ranked number 2 in the country by USA Today, if you remember that.
Yes, we were.
Yeah.
We were number two in the Sun Times, I believe. My senior year, we were ranked number 2, and so that was, you know, it's hard. It's hard to be on top. Everybody coming for you.
It is.
Everybody coming for you for every game, so it's hard to be on top. And
Dave.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, you mentioned the 3-a-days.
Yeah.
Look, I know y'all didn't have no water, did y'all?
We had water.
Yeah.
We had water. Oh, believe me, Coach.
Yeah, water. Oh man.
Coach
I kind of soft stuff is that, Coach. You let them have water?
Hey, David played in the 80s and 90s. I played in the 70s. They told us that we didn't have no water.
Right, man. I played in the 80s.
If you run this play right, you don't get any water.
I played in the 70s. You couldn't even have no salt tablet. You get away from that.
Right.
Yeah, you get those yellow salt tablets.
No, that was no water and give you a salt tablet and talking about suck on this.
Hey, George, don't forget the smelling sauce.
Yeah.
That's how you had to run through the blaster.
Yeah, the blaster.
Coach Gahorn made a pole. He made a pole and stuck holes in it, and then put the water hose up to the pole. So it had water coming out all these holes, so everybody could come over there and drink. You know, so he made sure we had some water. Yeah.
So what was your experience as far as when you was at the Michigan camp? How did you view it differently from your previous year? Because now you're going back as a returning player. Mm-hmm. I mean, what was your focus at that point? Because I know now you didn't got a taste of it. You the starting quarterback, and I know you're not about to get this up. So what was your focus, and what do you remember about being at that camp that year?
Well, that year, I just remember that I wanted to get better in everything that I did, and I was very observant of the other quarterbacks that were from different states and everything like that, and the camaraderie and everything that we had, and I just knew that I wanted to, when it was time for me to compete for that quarterback position, that Coach Porter wasn't gonna have no reason to not give it to me. And so I just wanted to work on my footwork, my strength in my arm, and be quicker. You know, Coach Porter, I think when I first started, I was always kind of like nonchalant, you know, like with throwing the ball. And Coach Porter would always say, I need you to be quick. I need to boo, 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 boo. And he would always say that to me. Like, I need you to throw the ball. Like, look. And he would tell me go land it. He would tell me go lay in my bed and just try to hit the ceiling with the football so I can work on when I throw the ball, I can work on my spinning the football off my finger. And so he's, like he said, I was a learner. When he told me what to do, I did it because I wanted to come back and show him that I knew what I was doing, that, you know, he picked the right person to lead the team.
And he could run.
Yeah. Okay, he can run.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their running back stuff came in handy.
See, Skeet. You hear that, Skeet?
Yeah, we thought he was a running back.
When he pulled the ball down and took off, he was a running back.
Yeah. We tried to do the option a couple of times. We did the option play a couple of times, Coach. You know, but you know what I wish we would have did after my year. Everybody started doing the shotgun. You know, and I wish I could have been like a shotgun quarterback. But after that, that's when everybody started doing the shotgun quarterback. You know,
right?
You know what? Since y'all mentioned running, I don't want to miss out on saying this. Y'all had a pretty good running back then, didn't it? Jesse Jackson. Was that your running back, Jesse Jackson?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He was a workhorse or something, wasn't he? He seemed like a workhorse.
Jesse Jackson. Richards had a history of great running backs. Can I just name J.C. Love?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we had a history of Glenn Hampton. we had a good history of running
Kevin
back.
Jackson, the state championship running back.
Kevin Jackson, Art Russell.
Another one from Maxie Court.
Yeah. Another one from Maxie Court. But now we had a whole bunch of guys from Maxie Court that got scholarships to college just because of sports. And we got like that because we played Flying Tigers, football, piggy, relay races, killed a man with the ball. chase the girl, kiss the girl, that helped out too.
Hey, that's how you back then. You was kid. That's how you got your juke on. You didn't know then, so you juking the girls. You didn't know then that you weren't supposed to juke them. Let them kiss you, right?
You juke the one you ain't want to have nothing to do with.
Right.
Everybody else, you let them catch you.
Yeah,
That street probably had more all-state football players than any other street in the state, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's man,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Coach
Hey,
Porter.
Dave, let's give a couple shouts out to a couple of your teammates. You know, any names that come off. I don't want to go too far because you know we're part of a team, right? And everybody plays an important part. The coaches, your teammates, even the guys that are on the practice team, right? Because they're it's still shopping, still like men shopping men, right? And even those players play a valuable part in our life because those are the guys that are pressuring us. You know, those the classmen that are about to come up and they're looking at you, and you're the person that they're looking up to. So, hey, share some of those names that you know that come to you right off the top of your head.
So I think about my guys. Is Marvin O'Neal. He was our free safety. Daryl Mitchell. He was our tight end and cornerback. Cortland Bird. Anthony Jones. Jesse Jackson. Those are all my guys that we was in the trenches together. You know, I'm trying to think of anybody else. Chris Cope and Bob O'Connor, Steve Kowalowitz. They were all some beast of guys that we were all in the trenches together, and I enjoyed that journey that we had together. That the dream was to be state champions, but we didn't get there. But the journey was still a great journey, and it ended the way it ended. But I wouldn't have never been where I am if it wasn't for my teammates, and they made me who I am today. You know, they all played a little piece and part of my career.
Okay, now Dave, you know I know we talked about we probably have to do a part 2, so I want to do part 2 and talk about your senior year, but I want to talk a little bit more with the coaches, right? And then, like I said, we do the part 2 and we talk a little bit more intimate about your senior year in part 2. But coaches, I mean, anything y'all like to share? Like what made each one of you want to coach youth football? I mean, I noticed Coach Ski mentioned about playing himself. I'm sure Coach Porter played himself, and Coach Thinker probably played. I mean, start with you, Coach Thinker. What made you coach youth football?
Honestly, George summed it up. We didn't have a youth football when I was coming up in the 70s and the early 80s. I went to Blue Island Untouchables, and George and them was already playing for them, and we never could. I was from the project era in Robbins, and we never could get on Untouchable. So we played yard ball behind Horseman School. And I always said, if Robbins ever get a football team, I know I could help. And when we got it, George, me and George played on Sunday. We still played behind Horseman. And George said, why don't you come out and coach? Man, I don't want to coach no football. But George persuaded me, and I stayed out. And the kids really, after I got started, the kids was my biggest thing, man, because I saw them having something that I didn't. So I stuck with that. 17 years, bad knees and all. I stuck with it. And I appreciate every kid that I had. And I really enjoyed my kids.
Okay. Hey, Coach Steve, what about you? What made you go into coaching?
Well, like he said, we just didn't have a team in Robbins. And my 8th grade year, I played with the Untouchables. So, you know, like he said, all of us played with Blue Island. My brother's 1 year older than me. He didn't even play Blue Island because he didn't know about it. So when I came back from college and they say we're going to get a football team, we decided we're going to come out there and coach. And that was our first year, was 1989. That was my baby's brother, 8th grade year, him and Glenn Hampton. So Mr. Porter, I think he coached both of them. But both of them had sliders in their knees, so they didn't get to play. I'm talking about two of the best players probably. I mean, that team would have been good, but we wanted our kids to play. And the other thing is, like Thinker said, he was from the Housing Authority. David said the fee was $40. David, it was $35 a year. And we had kids in the Housing Authority from both of them. We had both of them. We called them the new projects and the old projects. And most of those kids, they didn't have the $35.
Yep.
So like David said, Mr. Rayon went over to his daddy, talked to his daddy. We had to pull a lot of kids. So, and we had to do a lot of fundraising, and we leaned on the high schools a lot. Mr. Porter, you wasn't there yet. You wasn't there yet, but I was at Cohorn was at Richards, and they was bailing us out. I think it was helping us out at Eisenhower. And the thing about it, we couldn't use their practice stuff or their shoulder pads, a lot of the stuff, because it was too big. It was too big for our midgets. Because the weight limit was 135 pounds as a midget. Now they're playing unlimited. We got kids 230, 240 pounds. I'm like, oh my goodness, I wish we lost so many kids for size. But I wanted, I just wanted to give back, to the community after I had, because we didn't have it, and we wanted it so bad. We wanted to play so bad, but we didn't have it. So once we got it, I made sure I got my butt out there.
Yeah, hey, thank you so much for sharing. Hey, Coach Porter, how did you get into coaching?
Well, because I got cut and I couldn't play anymore. but my high school basketball coach actually was a big inspiration for my coaching, because my high school football coach, myself and the tailback worked out all summer, and I was going to be the fullback and he was going to be the tailback. And then we were also the two fastest kids on the team. So my high school coach put me a wide receiver. Well, we didn't have a quarterback that could throw the ball. So the whole summer was kind of a waste for me. So I just went with the work ethic that my basketball coach, if we're not better than you, we're going to outwork you. And that's when I went in there and coached freshman girls basketball, Murphy asked me to coach with my wife. The girls, 25 girls showed up and 12 stuck around after I run their butts off, and they went 18-2. So I mean, it's just the working with kids that want to be worked with is the whole name of the process. I mean, they're appreciative. This is what they want to do, and it was just a lot of fun doing it.
Oh, that sounds great. Yeah, David, we still got a little time. Hey, let's start into your senior year. So you go into your senior year, you came out of the camp, y'all done finished the 3-a-days, and now you got that first game. I mean, what do you remember about that first game, and what school was it?
So I remember the first game was, who was it thinking? The first game? Eisenhower. The first game our senior year, I remember us riding on the bus, and with Coach Cohorn and Coach Porter, they never wanted you to be laughing, joking. You had to be thinking about the game. You had to be thinking about what you're supposed to do, the plays that you needed to run. So there was no joking. There was no laughing. There was no talking. So we were on the bus. Leaving Richards, and I looked at everybody's faces, and everybody was focused, because we've been waiting for this year to start. And we number 2 in the nation too. So we had to show up and show out. So we riding on the bus, and we riding on the bus, and I remember coming down Kedzie. And we're riding, and it's nice and quiet on the bus, and all you hear is the bouncing of the bus. And then once we saw those lights, those high school lights, Marvin O'Neal screamed out, "Let's go!" And it was on, baby. It was on. We started screaming, yelling, and from there, it was just every team we was ready to take him down. And so Marvin O'Neal kind of pumped up everybody, because it was quiet, and Coach Cohorn didn't want us to say nothing. But Marvin was like, "Let's go!" And man, Just the whole journey from
David,
Yes, sir.
I'll
Man,
never
that's
forget
great,
that. I had to let you guys in your locker room that night. Coach Ford, I had to let you guys in. I had the keys. Gus had me. Oh my God!
Man,
They gave Eisenhower a real whooping.
Woo, we
Yeah.
had fire in our eyes, Bernard.
Oh my God!
We couldn't wait. We couldn't wait
Okay, man.
to show what we was working for during the summertime, and that's what I remember. And it was just we went undefeated up until Wheaton Central. We were undefeated up until Wheaton Central, and we had close games and all that. But we won the conference. We won the conference my senior year undefeated, and then Wheaton Central took us out.
Tell them how the game went, David. Tell them how y'all lost.
We lost by a field goal. We scored with I sent Bernard the game, but it was I think 28 seconds left in the game when they came and kicked the field goal. So they was because
you're not telling it well.
Let's give you what we. So look,
let me tell you. I'm in the stands.
Go ahead.
David drives us down and takes the lead. And it's about a minute and 20 seconds left to go. On the kickoff, Copeland kicks the ball too low, and he kicks it straight into the lineman in the front. So they don't have nowhere to go. And they threw one pass. I think they completed one or two passes, but it was like a 37 or 38-yard field goal. And they kicked, and when he went over the goal post, the horn said, done, and the game was over.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I remember when I watched that game, I noticed it was a struggle.
They lost
both teams because if I remember correctly, it was 0-0 at halftime. Then it was the second half when
they were up at half.
What they up half? How much was they up by? What, touchdown or something?
I think it was like 12-0.
Yeah, I think it was like 12-0 they were up. And so we had to rally back after the halftime. We had to rally back
13-0, something like that.
When he took the lead, 120 left to go, we said we win.
It ain't over until it's over, man.
Kickoff did it because if that kickoff would have went back and y'all tackling him, because the ball went over the goalpost by a yard.
Yeah,
went over the goalpost.
Yeah, I actually lose sleep thinking about that game.
And actually, Copeland, the kicker, did what I asked him to do. He just wasn't supposed to hit the guy in the chest.
Right. He tried to kick it beside him, and the guy
he tried to kick the ball in the dirt, in the mud, so it would have been hard to field.
Right.
And that was and then Sal, so I tried to call timeout. Sal said, "Oh, kick it deep." I go, "This will work." And it hit the guy about 50 miles an hour, hit him right in the chest, and then dropped right down to his feet.
Jumped to the ground.
Yeah. From watching that game, I seen the field conditions were pretty bad, especially in the middle of the field.
Yeah, in between the hashes they were. That's why they ran those 2 out patterns, because there was the only grass on the field was outside the hashes.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me just share that last the touchdown that I scored. It was a botched play.
Okay.
Jesse Jackson actually either I went the wrong way or Jesse Jackson went the wrong way. And so I instantly just ran, did like a little bootleg and ran to the cone and just was reaching out to the cone, and I was able to score and get in the end zone. So that was a botched play.
Okay. Hey, for those who just tuned in, Dave is not talking about Reverend Jesse Jackson. He didn't play football.
No, definitely not.
Hey, I thank everybody who tuned in tonight to Chicago High School Football Legends. We in an interview tonight with David Kenebrew, who played for Richards High School from 1988 to 1992, along with his coaches, Coach Stinker, Coach Ski, and Coach Porter. Coach Ski and Coach Stinker was his youth coach, and Coach Porter was his high school coach at Richards. Dave also played youth football at the Robin Eagles.
Yep, Robin
Eagles.
Eagles.
That's right.
Hey, I'm an Eagle too, Limblom Eagle. Hey, Dave, you mentioned about having nightmares about it. Do you still dream about that game? I mean, because we lost the championship game my junior year. We lost in the championship game, And I swear, I still dream about that game,
man.
and I can never change the outcome of that game in the dream.
We can't change it. But nah, you know what? We have to. You know what somebody told me? I have to look at it like it's black and white. It's an old movie, and we can't change it. So just look at it as a black and white. Even with the Shepherd game, Coach Porter, we marched all the way down the field, and then we kicked the field goal. You know what I've been dreaming about? I was like, I wish we would have ran a bootleg. I wish we would have ran a bootleg, and Mike Russell would have been coming across the field, and I would have had the option to either throw it or run it. And we kicked the field goal. I was like, you should have kept the ball in my hand, Coach, because I brought it down the field. It's all good. I love you though. I love you, Coach. That would have been my call. You know, I brought us all the way down the field, and then you brought me out the game, and then kicked the field goal, and it got blocked. You should have kept the ball in my hand.
You weren't the holder, were you?
I wasn't the holder. I was on the sideline. That's another thing, Bernard. Every game we lost, I was on the sideline. I couldn't do nothing else.
You know why? Because they might not listen to you. Mr. Porter, you remember this? I don't know if it's the same game, but y'all punted, y'all supposed to punt, and David took off and he made it by inches. Remember that, David?
Yeah.
That was the Wheaton Central game. So Bernard, so Coach Porter wanted me to punt the ball. I was the punter too.
Right.
So he wanted me to punt the ball.
Okay.
And so Sims, our running back, Daryl Sims was like, he said, David, let's go for it. And I was like, so I looked at everybody in the huddle. I said, do y'all want to go for it? They said, I was like, we going for it. And so,
they didn't tell nothing to the coach. The coach don't know nothing about this.
I didn't tell Coach Porter nothing. I was like, if I'm losing, I'm going to lose. What are you going to do? We going to lose. It's over. Hey, but guess
made
what?
it by an inch. He made it by
look, I remember I made it by an inch, and I ran over the coach, and he was like, boy, he looked at me like, if you wouldn't have made that, I was like, what's the play? I was like, what's the play? And then the next play, I fumbled the ball, and they got the ball back.
Oh no.
But yeah, Coach, I went online. I was like, I'm going all out right here. I was like, you either gonna be mad at me or not. But hey, I was trying to win.
I was never mad at you, Dave.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach.
Hey, Coach Porter, this is Dave's this is therapy session tonight.
For all of us.
Yeah,
I got one question for David.
Go ahead,
David. Do you miss Floyd Miller?
Yeah.
Give me 5. Give me 15. Give me 25.
That was
Give me 100.
That's what everybody.
100 push-ups.
Give me 50. Give me 5. He was always making us do push-ups and runs and all type of stuff, man. But yeah, Coach
He was a motivator.
Coach Miller was a motivator, man. All y'all were. Everybody that came from Robbins, man, would not be who they are if it wasn't for y'all, man. Y'all poured into us when we were younger. And to this day, Skeet, your brother coaches the kids. I keep asking Chuck when he gonna retire. He keep telling me every year he gonna retire, man. But Coach Porter, that's how we are in Robbins, man. It's like these little kids, they love the little kids, love the boys. And
look at George.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just
almost 30, 40 years.
Yeah,
it was in his blood.
Yeah. So that's what it was, but it was just like we didn't have much, we didn't have a lot, but we had each other.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Hey, let's reconvene in a few weeks with part 2, but I do want to end this with, I know you ended up going to Western Illinois, played football for a while. What are you doing currently now, David?
Right now, I'm working at CBS News in Chicago as a photographer, and just raising my boys and trying to get back to the community. I moved. Coach Porter, I actually bought a house on Maxey Court that I grew up on, and I actually live back on Maxey Court across the street from Skeet's old house. And I'm actually looking out at the street that I used to score touchdowns on in the street. but yeah.
So No more cigar parties down in Flossmoor then, huh?
we still do cigar parties, but yeah, I moved back to Robbins, my hometown, and
Good for you.
And bought a house. I rehabbed it, and I live here now. And it's gonna be this is gonna be part of my life. So
Joe's doing some development down there too, isn't he? Did you hear about that?
Who is
Joe Montgomery?
I heard that he's trying to do some stuff in Robbins. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I haven't seen anything yet. I haven't talked to him, but I heard he is. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
But that's it, Bernard.
Hey, another good running back.
Okay. Hey, thank you all for sharing y'all's story. Thanks for the coaches for the great job they did, and you and all the people that they coached. I'm sure they're all grateful, and each one of these guys played an important part in every young man's life that they touch, and is really appreciated. They may not know how much because everybody might not tell them, but we all love our coaches, and y'all mean a whole lot. If you got other people out there that play high school football, have them reach out to me. They can either DM me on Facebook, that's Bernard Muhammad, or you could just leave a comment on this broadcast and make sure you subscribe to it. But if you want some other people that you wonder where they at, just leave their name, and if you got a way of getting in contact with them. You got anything else, words before we depart for the night, Dave?
I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. When you told me you wanted to talk to me as a legacy, I didn't see myself as that, but I really appreciate the opportunity. And like you said, it's truly therapy. And I enjoy being able to reminisce. And I was just telling Coach Porter and Skeet that I was like, let's just have fun and reminisce and talk about the stories. And we can't change the past. Like I said, I look at it as black and white, but it was our story, it was our movie, and it is what it is.
Okay.
You remember the audible that you called in the Sandberg game? Remember we were over there and that guy was playing Marcus Bump and Run. Yeah, and we're winning by a lot, and that coach is yelling at Corona from the top of the press box. Yeah, and you throw the fade to
yeah.
Stuff like that is what's fun.
Yeah, we got that Carl Sandberg game on tape, and they had commentators and everything, and they was talking about you, Coach Porter, because we kept throwing the ball. We was kicking Sandberg's butt, and they just kept talking about why they trying to score. They're already winning. What's going on with the coach? Do you realize that we played against Fitzgerald, the coach that was Northwestern's football coach? He was their tight end. I threw an interception
and
to
linebacker
Fitzgerald that coached Northwestern, Bernard. And I actually had the opportunity. They were going out of the country to go play, and they sent me to go cover him. And so when they were getting on the bus, I went over to him and told him, I was like, "Hey, do you realize me and you we played against each other against Richards and Sandberg, and I threw an interception to you." He was like, "Those are some good old days." I was like, "Yeah, it was." And we took a picture. So a lot of good memories. A lot of good
outstanding.
And thank you for the platform. Yeah. Thank you for the platform, Bernard, just to be able to do it. And if anybody else reach out to me, I'll definitely pass them on to you if they just want to tell their story. Thank you for giving me that opportunity.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, everybody. Until next time, peace.
Peace.